I have shelves and shelves of sketchbooks and designs and prototypes of solutions that will probably never see the light of day simply because they don't meet certain metrics for the what it's
Profitability.
worth. Yeah, profitability and what's worth pursuing and whatnot. And it also pains me to see so much stuff that's highly profitable that's also highly useless. So unfortunately, that's just the nature
Oh,
of capitalism when it meets innovation.
how well said. Yeah. Okay, so this question is really more for designers, entrepreneurs, innovators who might be listening. If you could give a piece of advice that would make an immediate impact on how they approach their work, what would it be?
Well, designers, fortunately, are like architects in the sense that they don't go into the profession because they think they're going to make a fortune. So I think that fundamentally they're off on the right tack. They're there because they are solving something, whether it's self-expression or a need to be a creative, or they're just a very left-handed thinker. And this seems to be the place where they are naturally going to end up. So they're off to the right place. The thing is that they have to realize that it's going to take a lot of energy and a lot of exploration, a lot of creativity, and a lot of going renegade if you're going to break out of the molds. Because being a designer is being challenged increasingly by AI, by offshoring, by just the efficiency of the tools that we now have. And so any designer graduating now from Carnegie Mellon or Rhode Island School of Design or Art Center, they had some real challenges that my generation never faced. And so they're going to have to really expand the definition of designer to also be business person, engineer, marketer, innovator, entrepreneur. Just being an industrial designer doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, perhaps. And maybe it just, finding the right partnerships along the way as well. Because if you're going to really be a great designer, spreading yourself so thin has its compromises that don't always function well either.
Yeah, IDEO calls it being a T-shaped person, that you have to have your breadth and you have to have your depth. I would tend to say you have to be an M-shaped person because you have to have a couple different verticals of depth, subject matter expertise, but then you have to have also a whole lot of breadth on top of it. And the more of all of those components, the more you're suited to be an industrial designer when you hit the real world.
Well, Scott, this has been absolutely fascinating and inspiring. So I want to thank you for sharing your story, your vision, and your humanity with us today. So for listeners,
Well, thanks, Chris.
yeah, absolutely. But for listeners who may want to see your work, learn more about ethereal matter, or connect with you, where should they go?
Our website is ethereal-matter.com. My previous design is on Summit ID. That's SUMMITID.com. And I can be found any number of places on LinkedIn and off those websites. If somebody is in Northern California, I can give them a live demo on the machine here. I do that a couple times a week. And it's pretty fun because it's just unimaginable. It's a very surreal experience. And anybody is welcome to come give it a shot.
That's very generous. So, to our listeners, thank you for joining us on Beyond the Numbers today. So, if you've enjoyed this conversation, and I trust you have, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who needs to hear Scott's message about designing with empathy and building businesses that restore dignity and joy to people's lives. So, until the next time, remember the best decisions happen where money meets meaning and purpose. Have a wonderful day, everyone. See you next time.
Beyond the Numbers podcast requires more than a conversation. It takes action, research, and collective wisdom.